Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a tier list of Mario Kart Wii tracks. Of any game I've ever played, Mario Kart Wii is probably the game I have the most hours on of all time. I've been playing this since 2009. I think I got it for Christmas when I was just a young kid, and now here I am, still playing the game actively 15 years later. With so much experience at all of these tracks, and I'm going to put them all on the tier list. As you see, we have the 5 tiers: goated, great, decent, boring. I want to throw my remote at the TV. So I'm gonna rank all 32, give some reasoning, and then at the end of the video we'll be able to go over it all. So I think we can go on and get into it. So let's start with Bowser's Castle. Bowser's Castle. This one is actually one of my favorites in the game. This is the thing. Do I want to make the goated tier like only like a couple tracks, or do I want to fill it up with like 8 tracks? Because fuck, this track is good. I'm going goated. This track is up there as one of the best in the game. It's part of the Special Cup, which is the most challenging, but it is well designed. It's just a really nice aesthetic. Even though it's kind of like a evil whatever, like it's very fun to play. It's visually appealing. I just think it's awesome. Coconut Mall is an absolute classic of a track. That's what we have next here. I feel like it's got, I don't want to crowd goated, you know what I mean? I gotta put it in goated though. Like, I mean, it's the music for the video. How could I not? It's a great track. It's so fun. I play this one with my friends all the time. Whenever we get together, whenever it gets voted, I'm like, cool, I vote for it online all the time. I can't not vote for it. So it's going goated. We're starting off with 2 goated tracks. That's just how the cookie crumbled today. Daisy Circuit. This one I'm debating between decent or boring. I don't really think there's anything that entertaining about it besides the ramp. Time Trials, it's okay. Racing, it's kind of boring. I want to go boring. It's a visually appealing track, but it's not really fun to race. I'm kind of basing this more off how fun it is to race online, not how it is to time trial it. Or race versus anyone, just race in general. With your friends online, versus CPU, playing Grand Prix, whatever. Yeah, it's boring. It is boring. It's not really, there's lots of tracks that are better than that. DK Summit. Fuck, is that goated too? I don't want to, I'm just kind of looking over. I don't think there's that many goated track. I know, but it is a good track list, man. Is it great or is it goated? I think it's got the cannon. Maybe it can be a little dull at times, but no, not really, because there's always something happening. It starts, you go turn right, go on the cannon, you go off the ramp, and then you're on the ramp, and then you're going off bumps, going crazy, and then you do the double shortcut, and then you're at the end with the Shy Guys. I'm gonna go great for now. I think it's missing a little bit of what these two have. Something, it's a little more, it's not as, no, I don't know. Dry Ruins is next. I think Dry Ruins is decent. I've hated this. There's times where I hate this track. I think it's really frustrating. It gets almost to the point where I want to throw my remote at the TV, but it's not that bad. It's kind of boring, almost boring, but it's kind of dynamic. Like, I think without I think the tunnel brings it up from boring up to decent. A lot of people like this track. I'm not huge on it. So that's where I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go decent. Grumball Volcano, I think that's a perfect great tier track. I would say it's on the same tier as DK Summit. I don't think DK Summit's goated, but I love that track too. Grumball Volcano's great. The glitch is iconic, but that has nothing to do with my ranking. I think, though, it's a fun track to race at. It's kind of dark, it's evil, it's kind of, I don't know, it's always like a good race. It is. It's fun. Great is a great ranking for that, and so will be for Koopa Cape. I think that's a great track as well. It's almost is it goated? No, I don't love it enough. I don't love it enough. I like it a lot. It can be frustrating, but it is great. It is a great, great track. it's the waterfall that's like at the end, the tunnel, I guess you call it, where you're driving on the water trying to dodge the zaps. Those are fucking awesome. It's a thrill. It's a well-designed track. It's really beautiful, honestly. The waterfalls and everything. Is it goated though? I don't know. I just can't crowd goated. You know what I mean? It has to be really exclusive. Even though I started the video with who goated tracks, I can't just keep putting tracks there. It's like calling an album a classic. You know, you can't just throw that word around. You gotta be careful with that term. You know, you have to be careful with it, and I can't just throw anything into great. Luigi Circuit. This is actually, if you go onto my my stats, it'll be my most played track of all time. I used to play this game with my dad all the time as a kid, and he would love this track because it was simple, it was easier. But as time's gone on, I'm so bored with the track. I can't say I want to throw my remote at the TV because it's not an infuriating track, but it is boring. No one wants to race at Luigi Circuit. No one's voting for it unless you're not a greatly skilled player. Let's be honest. It's still a great track, though. Sorry, what am I saying? Not a great track. It's an okay intro track. It's good. It's good for what it is, you know, but it's a boring track. Most intro tracks of the games are, if I'm being honest. Right. So we're on to Maple Treeway. I think Maple Treeway is great. I think decent and good kind of have to be... I view decent as good. It's kind of the same thing. Decent sounds a little worse, but yeah. Maple Treeway, I think, along with the entire Star Cup except for Daisy Circuit, is great. I think it starts off a little slow, but it finishes strong with those last 3 tracks. I think it's the same as these two. It's beautiful scenery. The music's great. It's a fun race. It's an adventure. So... yeah, I think it's great. I don't really have much else to say. I think it's got the cannon. How can you not love the track with the cannon? Mario Circuit on the Wii, even though you might put it in with these, I think it's better than both of them. I think it's better than both Daisy and Luigi Circuit. I'm going to put it into decent. I think the chain chomp is great, makes it great. The ramp makes it interesting. Obviously, there's the glitch in time trials. It's a little more fun to race, even though it is still a pretty basic track. I find the races have me on the edge of my seat a little more. So that's what I'm going to go with this one. Moo Moo Meadows, another basic track. I hold it a little more dearly to my heart than Luigi Circuit, but I still want to... Is it boring? Putting it in decent seems too high, but boring seems too low. I want to give it respect because it was another one of those ones I played with my dad a lot growing up. I'm gonna put some of my personal bias, even though this is my personal list, I'm kind of like trying to be a little objective with it in terms of the quality of the track, and let's be honest, it's not the most creative track in the game. Even though racing on a farm, it's been done before, the only thing about it is the ramps and the cows. It's nothing special. But I do have memories with this track. I've played it a lot, so I'm gonna go decent. Moonview Highway. You could go either way with this one. You could go, I want to throw my remote at the TV. You could also go great. You could even go goated. Depends on who you ask. I'm gonna go great with it. Most people will say they want to throw their remote at the TV. A lot of people say goated. Some people will say great. No one's gonna say boring. It's not boring. That does not fit the description. Decent is too boring of a ranking for it too. You got to go one of the top 2 or the bottom. It's a very polarizing track. I'm going with great. I don't think it's goated. It's too infuriating to be goated. The cars are kind of, I don't know, once you get the hang of it, it's not that special. Like, once you learn where all the cars come from, especially when you're time trialing it, it's not that crazy. So, yeah, I'm going to go with great for that one. Mushroom Gorge. Man, this one, is it goated? I want to say it is, but it is. It's goated. You know why? It's so fun. It is. It's so fun. The mushroom bounce, the glitch. It was the first glitch I ever attempted. I ever successfully did was Mushroom Gorge. I was so obsessed with that one because I remember I found out This is the thing, when I was young, like, I didn't go on YouTube. I wasn't part of, like, the Mario Kart community until, like, maybe 2014. But back in, like, 2011, 2012, when I really got into the game and started, like, using manual and discovering more, I downloaded the World Record Ghost. That's how I found all of these glitches and shortcuts, and I learned the game that way. And when I saw this one, I became obsessed. I tried forever, and I remember the first time I did it, how excited I was. And I remember I was playing with Toad and Quacker, and I did it only on the first lap, and I finished with like a 148. And I was like, I could beat that without using the glitch now. And I was so bad that I was so proud of it. And I think this track is great to race at. I think it's got a lot of variety. I mean, it's got, you know, the tunnel, all the bouncing, the different routes. So yeah, I would definitely go GOATed. It's a classic. Rainbow Road, best track in the game, GOATed. That one I don't even have to debate. Even though, like, you know, people, it's the most beautiful. Like, you got the outer space. It's got the most variety maybe of any track in the game. Yeah, it's an amazing track. It's the most fun to race at. Some people hate it. Like, some people might put it into that I want to throw the remote at the TV, but not me. I love that track so much. I could race it for 32 tracks in a row and not get bored of it. Ghost Valley 2, I would say boring, but it's decent. It's a short. A lot of people don't like the short tracks. I think this is one of those short tracks that is. It's not boring. It's really repetitive, but it's competitive, and it's. There's the ramp shortcut. There's obviously the rail shortcut that some people try to pull off in races. I don't even know why they would try that, but I'm going decent. It's a quick race. If it was a little longer, I wouldn't like it, but it's quick. It's done quickly, and it's usually pretty exciting. So I'll go decent. It's not a great track. How could I call it a great track? It's not that. It doesn't have enough variety. Mario Circuit 3. You know what? There are some great races at this track, but it's kind of boring. But it's not. I'm gonna go decent as well. It doesn't really have much variety, but I associate this track with some exciting finishes, some rage-inducing moments, but it's not that bad. Okay. Toad's Factory, I'm going great as well. It's not perfect, not GOATed, but it's great. It's not it's close to classic, but it's not. I would say it's got some fun. I've had some fun races over the years. It's not better than Mushroom Gorge. It's not the best track on the Mushroom Cup. I don't agree with that. But I've had some great times on it still. It's not like the one though. I'm never voting for Toad's Factory in online play. I'm not. I'm voting for all these tracks above it. I'm voting for most of the other tracks in grade above it. But I don't despise it. I still love it. I think it's a great track, so I'm gonna put it in great. Mario's Gold Mine, you know, over the years, I've grown to not like this track as much. I hated it at first because it was difficult, and then I grew to like it a little more. Like, I would have put it in great. You guys might call this robbery, but it's not boring. It kind of is boring, but is it? Oh no, I can't group it with these two. Boring is for like a track with no depth to it at all. I just feel wrong putting it in the same tier as Mario Circuit 3 because it is a much better designed course, but fuck. I want to put it in decent. It's not that special to me. Bowser's Castle 3. This one I have to put in GOATed. But I'm throwing the word around, you know what I mean? But I think it's better than Mushroom Gorge, and I got Mushroom Gorge and GOATed, so I have to put it there. I think the Bowser's Castles in this game are the best aspect of it. There's 3 of them, and I think they're all amazing. This one is one of the first tracks I loved. I used to play. I hammered the shortcut all the time as a little kid. I thought it was awesome. So I have to go GOATed. It's awesome. It's a great track. It's a long track. It's not that like depth. Like it's pretty simple. It doesn't change much throughout, but it's always a great race. I love the music. It's badass. So yeah, I'm going there. Shy Guy Beach. If you were asking me time trialing, I would put it up here. But racing, I hate this track. The water sucks. You always got to jump. You're doing this. You're gonna hit crabs. I don't like this track at all. I want to throw my remote at the TV when someone votes it because why are you voting this track? There's 31. There's a couple other tracks that might be worse, but it's not good. Don't vote Shy Guy Beach. No one wants to hop over all the sand and dodge these crabs. Wait, you know the one part with the section where there's the little patches of sand and you gotta hop with the Flame Runner? This track's only fun with the Magic Cruiser, even though the world record uses the spear. I don't want to hear otherwise. Yeah. DK Jungle Mountain. I want to give it goated, but I don't want to throw the word around. But this game's also goated, so I'm putting it in. I know I said I'm not gonna throw the word around, but there's not that many more goated tracks from what I'm seeing. What's remaining, I might give 2 or 3 more. So that's like a quarter of the game. DK, did I say DK Jungle Mountain? What did I just say? GC and DK Mountain. I'd mix it with DK Jungle Parkway. No, DK Mountain's a great track. It's a long track. It's a great race always. The bumpiness is... some of the bumpy tracks I don't like as much, but I love it on this track. I think the race is always good. The music's fun. Great track. Nothing else to say. GCN Mario Circuit, I think this is a perfect example of a decent track. It's not boring. I think it's always a decent race. Decent layout. It's got kind of some fun to it. I like time trialing it. But it's a decent track. I don't have anything bad, don't have anything great to say about it. I think it's the definition of a mid track. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with for that one. Peach Beach, I think it's another decent track. I don't have anything crazy to say about it. I don't have anything terrible to say about it. It's a little short. I like the water section. The ducks are pretty fun. It's short, but it's a nice scenery. It's kind of a beautiful track. And that's what I'm going to go with for Peach Beach. I don't really have much to say. Same with GCN Mario Circuit. Waluigi Stadium. A lot of people are going to give this great. I don't mess with this track like other people do. It's not a boring track, but I don't love it. I don't like the gameplay of it. I'm going to be honest. Parts of it are kind of bumpy and not fun to handle. So I'm gonna definitely give it decent. I think it's better than these two. Like it's probably the best track I have in the decent tier. But I can't put it in great. It's never resonated with me like the other great tracks have. I don't like the best part of it is like the ramp, either the big jump or the, what do you call it? I don't even know what the name of the blue. Where the piranha plants are. That section's pretty cool, but some of it's kind of bumpy and the turns are tight. It's decent. X64 Bowser Castle, like the other two, I'm giving goated. It might be my second favorite track in the entire game. It's dark. The music's haunting. The turns are. It's got some variety to it. The music's like I just already mentioned the music. I don't know why I said that twice. I'm doing this in one take, no editing, guys. This is me going at it raw thoughts, no editing, boom. But yeah, no, it's a goated track, probably my second favorite in the entire game. It's haunting, fun race. The rail cut at the end is great. So many turns, so many. It takes a lot of skill to be good at this track. Jungle Parkway. I gotta go great. I can't put it in decent. That's disrespectful, but it's not goated. Like, let's be real. It's not goated. If I put something else in goated, okay, that's good. It doesn't mess up my video. But great. It's a great track. A lot of variety to it. It's not goated, but I have fun racing it. I love time trialing it too. I love the shortcut at the start with the rail, where you go through the rail and you jump off the cliff, or I guess you call it the curb, the edge. I think it's awesome. I can't think of a word to describe it, but it's awesome. I have fun racing it. I love playing with my friends, voting for it. I've voted sometimes it online because I think it's a fun track. Not voting it before any of the ones at the top, but I'll vote it every once in a while. Mario Raceway, I used to love this track. It's not boring, it's decent. Yeah, no, I have nothing bad to say about it. it's just a normal raceway. The music's kind of fun. It's a throwback. It's a fun track. I like time trialing it. I don't hate it. I don't find it boring. It's not as fun as a lot of other tracks in this game, but it's good. But it's still a fantastic track. But it's not a fantastic track. It's fantastic for what it is. That's what I mean to say. It's still for what it's trying to achieve, being a basic raceway. It's fantastic in that sense. It's not a fantastic track though. I just ramble sometimes. I don't take everything I say. I need to correct myself a lot, but yeah, it's decent. Sherbertland, I want to throw my remote at the TV. I love time trialing this track. If I was putting in time trials, it would be up here. But I want to throw my remote at the TV when people vote for this online, and I have to raw dog it with my flame runner, all the slippery. No one wants to play this track. If you want to play it, you're weird. You're a psychopath. And these both are from the Banana Cup. I think the Banana Cup's the weakest cup in the game. I think it has one of the most overrated tracks and two of the most infuriating tracks that no one wants to play. But on the other hand, it has one goated track in Delfino Square. Delfino Square is a fucking hit. That track is a hit. It's very simple, but it's peaceful, it's laid back, it's fun. Me and my friends love this track. We play it all the time. It's one of those tracks where like you could play it with like a player who's not that good and still have a good time, and a player who's really good loves it because it takes a little bit of skill but not too much skill, and like a really good Delfino player like appreciates the track like more than like it gets respect. Like, you know, to be an elite Delfino runner, it still takes skill because there's tight turns, there's this, there's that. It flows really nicely, if you know what I mean. Like, you play that track, it's like dance moves. Like like it's like watching Kyrie Irving dribble the basketball. You know, it flows so nicely. It's peaceful. A person who's not great isn't going to struggle because it's not a difficult track. It's an art. It's art. That's this track described. I'm making it sound like it's some Shakespeare, Pablo Picasso, some like, you know, some classical work of art, but it's just, or literature, but it's just, it's so nicely put together. That's just how I describe it. Desert Hills is kind of boring. I don't want to group it with these tracks, and it's not boring in the same light, but it's not as good as the other track. I'm gonna rework this list after. I'm gonna pause the video and go back and review it all, but it's boring. It's boring. I'm not in love with the track. It's kind of got I don't mind time trialing it. I don't hate it. I like it better than I'm gonna put it in front of these two just to, like, it's almost, I almost need a tier. I might add a tier in between those two, like, below, maybe change this one to good and change the name of this one to decent. Because there's some tracks that are not good enough. I don't know. I'm gonna rework this and get back to you guys, but it's a little boring. It's a little dusky. I don't know. It's pretty simple track. Like, I don't hate it. It's better than these two, but I don't want to put everything in decent. I'm gonna have to rework this. Peach Gardens, I fucking love this track. Is it goated, man, or is it great? Is it goated or is it great? What do you guys think? This is the tough one. Do I think it's better than every track in Great? I think it's better than Toad's Factory. It's better than Moonview. Is it better? But Koopa and Maple Treeway and Grumble and DK Summer are all elite tracks. It's great. It's not goated. It doesn't have. This is gonna sound corny, but it doesn't have like the aura that the other ones have. But it's still great. It's a great track. The flowers are good. It's a nice peaceful setting. It's got like sharp turns. It's got some tight turns and corners and like the bushes area where the chain jumps are kind of going around. It definitely is. You got to be on your seat playing this track, but it's definitely great at the worst. Finally, Yoshi Falls. Man, is it boring or is it decent? I feel like it's better than Mario Circuit 3. Maybe I might move Mario Circuit 3 to... I think Yoshi Falls is decent because it's just the scenery. It's obviously not a great track, but it's just the scenery is amazing. And that brings it kind of up alone, but it's nothing I mean, the waterfalls are cool. I can't put it in boring because it has the waterfalls, and there's not many boring tracks in this game, but okay, so now I have this list put together. I'm gonna revise a little bit and get back to you guys. So, after some reworks, here's what I've got. So I've introduced a new tier. I've renamed the decent tier to good. I feel like that's a nicer word to use. And I've added an average in between boring and good. So, good, I've still got Dry Ruins, Mario Circuit, Wario's Gold Mine, GCN Mario Circuit, GCN Peach Beach, GCN Waluigi Stadium, and N64 Mario Raceway. I think these tracks are all well designed. They fit their purpose. They're not great, but they're good. Average, I think Yoshi Falls. I'm not bored at Yoshi Falls, but it's nothing special. Mario Circuit 3, I moved it down as well because I think it's nothing special. It's just an average track, but it's had some entertaining races. Moo Moo Meadows, I can't say it's boring because, like I said, I've had some good memories with it, but it's close to boring. It's borderline. It's really close. So I put it in average just because of my own memories with it. The DS Desert Hills, I feel like I wasn't calling it Desert Hills before. Was I calling it Dry Ruins? I don't know. I might have been saying the wrong name. Who knows? I'm tired. It's 11:30 at night right now. Yeah, Desert Hills is average. I can't say it's boring. It has a little too much special to it. And Ghost Valley 2, I can't say it's just a pretty basic track as well. It's got the spooky aspect which makes it not boring, but yeah, other than that, these two are just the two worst for racing. These two are just a little more boring than the rest. I'm not really entertained the same way. There's not that many boring tracks in the game. I know it's mostly positive reviews I left. But yeah, and then the great and good goated stay the same. So that's basically it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave comments. Preferably, I'd like if you could leave a like on the video. That would be really nice. Leave some comments. Let me know what you agreed with, what you didn't agree with, what takes, maybe if Sherbert Land's your favorite track in the game, or maybe one of these tracks is one of your least favorite in the game. Let me know what you would change. Please, I'm always open to hearing suggestions from people on how to make my videos better. So please let me know something I could add. I'm open to constructive criticism. Obviously, you don't need to be offensive about it, but I'd love to hear suggestions, feedback. That would be great. So please feel free to leave a comment. I'm open to discussing in the comments with you guys. I haven't made a video in a while, and I kind of been missing it, so I'm back. I wanted to make this, and I did. So yeah, have a great day, guys. See ya.